back to Serendipity Intended. My name is Tracy Ann, and I am excited to work on today's challenge for Junk Journal July 2025. Our prompt for today is freedom. So this is day 10, and our prompt is freedom. And I'm going to be honest, I did a little bit of prep for some of the items just so that you didn't have to sit here and watch me build a bunch of things. I'm going to set this aside over here. I've got a little bit of a color palette that I put together, and that is based on this page. Now, this was from the book. It was further in the back and was designed to be cut out and used wherever. I decided to cut it out and leave the dotted lines in place to kind of carry that theme, but to add it here to this page. And I'm going to use the other side to create my own artwork with this as the inspiration. Now, I didn't come up with this idea totally on my own. I know I wanted to do something representing the idea of freedom, and here in the United States, the Statue of Liberty is one of those. And I was looking through the most recent issue of Art Journaling. This is the July, August, September 2025 edition. And I saw this piece of artwork, and here's a close-up of the whole thing. See if I can bring this up. I loved this look, this idea. So this was sort of the starting off point for my own page in terms of the graphic that I was going to create. And so I drew my own person, and I did look at a photograph of someone, not that picture because I didn't want to copy it exactly, but a photograph from a People magazine. And I apologize, I had intended to make a video of painting this, and got all the way done, went to stop the video and realized that I hadn't hit record. So not too bad for someone who doesn't really excel at people, and we'll do some more with her later. She's actually still drying, but this is going to be my person. And so what I need to do is prep some of the background materials. And so I'm going to set her aside, and I cut out this piece of paper. This is from, I think, a Stampington magazine, and I had stamped an image. You might recognize it if you look at it this way. This is actually the same stamp that I used on day... No, I can't. For day 2 shadow. I was trying to see how it would look on this, and the stamp sort of smudged a bit and it wasn't really usable, but I thought it would be fine for this page. But I'm going to actually turn it upside down so it's a little bit more abstracted, and I'm just going to glue this right down in the center of the page. And to do that, I am going to use my Yoo-Hoo glue stick. Next thing I want to do is I want to finish prepping my borders. I had some paper here that I thought would work. I thought it looked nice with this, and it's not really gold, but again, I don't really want to copy what the original had, and I thought it worked well color-wise with this. So I cut out some strips, and I've already edged some of them. I just have one left to do. So the top and the bottom and side. So I just have this one still to do. So just get a little bit of ink on my dauber and go around the edges. Just add a little bit of definition and I guess a little bit of, not really grunge, but a little distress. Okay, which feels like it fits with the background. All right, so she will eventually have this frame around her like this. And I may make this a little off kilter rather than even. Haven't decided on that yet. Oh. I like to put a Velcro dot on the back, and then this dauber sits to it and it keeps it with my pad, which I have a spot for right here on my desk, and then I just put the holder there. Here, even though I really liked the colors, that it didn't quite pop, so I went back in and I added some blue, and that really was the color that kind of tied everything together. So I decided I wanted to add a little bit more to her hair, a little more texture, so I used an orange distress crayon. This is Spiced Marmalade, and then I also used a yellow gelato. I don't know the color of this. It doesn't say on here. It's just a yellow gelato to add a bit of texture. And I'm just going to use a tiny bit of paint to sort of wash down. These are water soluble, just to, I don't want to lose the texture, but I want to blend it a little bit. See, leave just some of the texture there, yeah. And then I also have this hot pink one. I'm gonna do just a couple, and it's already wet, so I'm gonna just go back there. Yeah, I like that. Add a little bit more to her. Now, I really need to let her dry. Apologies, my editing skills need work here. I decided, in addition to covering the back of this long one, that I was also going to cover the back of the two top and bottom, so that if I wanted to kind of tweak those off the page, I could. I used this Tombow black marker to do that. So everything seems to be dry. So I'm going to bring back the page, and I do still want to do some things with her, including putting her crown on her head. glued all of the pieces and parts down, including the crown. I did decide to leave that last one poking over the edge and just deal with the fact that it was going to fold. I tried to glue down the very tip of it to see if that would get it to stick, but that ended up not working the way that I had wanted it to. I found these strips in my Tim Holtz Ideology Small Talk book, and I'm going to put them together to make a little reminder to myself and others that Mother Liberty is the mother of exiles, and that freedom is important. And despite what might be going on in the world around us, we need to think about the choices that we make and the priorities that we focus on. So I'm going to include those down here. I wanted to figure out where everything needed to go before I glued it in place. So I did a little bit of fussing and fidgeting here to get it figured out. And let me glue those down and then fix that bee, and I think I might be done. Okay, those are glued down, and I'll fix the bee there. All right, and then I think the last little couple things that I want to do is I want to grab my wash pen again and just do a little underneath of each of these phrases to help them pop a bit. So I'm just adding some shading, and then I will grab my brush and just bring that out a little on each of these. Didn't quite get enough there. Or there. In my effort to not overdo it, I underdid it. That ever happened to you? There's a little better. Okay, and then also gonna a little bit of marking here, probably here. All right, and then I think lastly I'm going to do some shading here. Kind of behind her. Give a little bit more definition. Yeah, just like that. And there we go. I decided that I wanted to include this strip over here and also my inspiration page. I made a note on the back about where I found it and the author's name, and I'm going to include that with the page, and I'm just gonna use this little paper clip to attach both of those on. And there we go. So freedom. Thanks for watching.